नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्ति भवति नैष्टिकी। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 19, text number 27 and 28. Kshitau shayanam tam akuntavarchasam. Kshitau shayanam tam akuntavarchasam. Karaladam shram paridashtadachadam. Karaladam shram paridashtadachadam. Ajaha adayaha vikshya sashamshuhu agata. Ajadayo viksha sashamshuragata. Aho imam kaha nu labeta samstitim. Aho imam ko nu labeta samstitim. Kshito shayanam tam akundavarchasam. Karaladam shram paridashtadachadam. Ajadayo viksha samshashuragata. Aho imam ko nulabeta samstitim. Kshito shayanam tam akundavarchasam. Karaladam shram paridashtadachadam. Ajadayo viksha shamshuragata. Aho imam ko nulabeta samstitim. Kshitau, on the ground. Shayanam, lying. Tam, Hiranyaksha. Akunta, unfaded. Varchasam, glow. Karala, fearful. Damshram, teeth. Paridashta, bitten. Dachadam, lip. Ajadayaha, Brahmā and others. Viksha, having seen. Shashamshuhu, admiringly said. Agataha, arrived. Aho, O, imam, this. Kaha, who, no, indeed. Labeta, could meet. Samstitim, death. Translation and purport by Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada. Aja, Brahmā and others arrived on the spot to see the fearfully tusked demon lying on the ground, biting his lip. The glow of his face was yet unfaded, and Brahmā admiringly said, "Oh, who could meet such blessed death?" Please repeat the translation. Aja, Brahmā and others arrived on the spot to see the fearfully tusked demon lying on the ground, biting his lips. The glow of his face was yet unfaded. And Brahmā admiringly said, "Oh, who could meet such blessed death?" Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Although the demon was dead, his bodily luster was unfaded. This is very peculiar because when a man or animal is dead, the body immediately becomes pale. The luster gradually fades and decomposition takes place. But here, although Hiranyaksha was laid dead, his bodily luster was unfaded because the Lord, the Supreme Spirit, was touching his body. One's bodily luster remains fresh only as long as the spirit soul is present. Although the demon's soul had departed his body, the Supreme Spirit touched his body and therefore his bodily luster did not fade. The individual soul is different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One who sees the Supreme Personality of Godhead when he quits his body is certainly very fortunate. And therefore personalities like Brahmā and other demigods eulogized the death of the demon. Next verse I will recite myself. Yam yogino yoga samadhina raho dhyayanti lingad asato mumukshaya tasyai daitya rushabha padaharo hukam prapasyam tanum utsasarjaha. Brahmā continued, he was struck by a forefoot of the Lord, whom yogis, seeking freedom from their unreal material bodies, meditate upon in seclusion in mystic trance. While gazing on his countenance, this crest jewel of Diti's sons had cast off his mortal coil. Purport. The process of yoga is very clearly described in this verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. It is said here that the ultimate end of the yogis and mystics who perform meditation is to get rid of its material body. Therefore, they meditate in secluded places to attain yogic trance. Yoga has to be performed in a secluded place, not in public or in a demonstration on stage, as nowadays practiced by many so-called yogis. Real yoga aims at ridding one of the material body. Yoga practice is not intended to keep the body fit and young. Such advertisements of so-called yoga are not approved by any standard method. Particularly mentioned in this verse is the word yam, or unto whom, indicating that meditation should be targeted on the personality of Godhead. Even if one concentrates his mind on the bore form of the Lord, that is also yoga. As confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, one who concentrates his mind constantly in meditation upon the personality of Godhead is one of his many varieties of forms, is the first-class yogi. And he can very easily attain trance quickly by meditating upon the form of the Lord. If one is able to continue such meditation on the Lord's form at the time of one's death, one is liberated from this material body and is transferred to the kingdom of God. This opportunity was given to the demon by the Lord, and therefore Brahmā and other demigods were astonished. In other words, the perfection of yoga practice can be attained by a demon also if he is simply kicked by the Lord. Thus ends the Bhakti Vedanta Purport. Om Ajnanatimmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Desharine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavranda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. In the last verse we saw Lord Varaha killing Hiranyaksha. So what happened next is explained in these verses now. Kshitosayanam tam akuntavarchasam tam Hiranyaksha. Kshitosayanam, he is lying dead on the floor, on the ground. Akuntavarchasam, his bodily luster still is very bright. Karala dramstam paridashta dakshadam. What was his facial expressions? Karala dramstam, his fearful teeth. Paridashta dakshadam, and he is biting his lips. Ajadayo viksha samshashuradata. Ajadayo, Lord Brahmā and other demigods, Agata, they have arrived onto the spot. Viksha, seeing this demon dead. Some Shuhu, they began to talk, they began to eulogize, they began to glorify. Aho imam konu labeta samstitim. What a great wonder it is. Who can achieve that highest destination? Dying in front of the Lord, seeing the Lord, killed by the Lord. And next further he says, Yam yogino yoga samadhina raho. So all the yogis, they want this yoga samadhina, complete trance or complete absorption unto the Lord. Dhyayanti lingad asro mumukshavaha, because they are aspiring for mumukshavaha, desiring for liberation. Dhyayanti, they meditate upon the Lord, various forms of Lord, lingad. And for what? Asataha mumukshavaha, desiring freeing this material asat body, to get rid of this unwanted material body. Tasyaiva daitya rushabha padahataha. This daitya, the demon, who is Rushabha, the best, because he is the servant of the Lord, the great gatekeeper of the Lord. Padahataha, because by the touch of the Lord's lotus feet. Mukam prapashyams tanum ussasarjaha. So while seeing the Lord, mukam prapashyams tanum ussasarjaha, he quit his body. So such is glorious death, which is aspired by yogis. So here we understand the point of Lord Brahma explaining about the importance of quitting one's life. Shastra defines the goal of life is ante narayana smriti. Remember Narayana at the last moment of the life. And this is the instruction given by Shokadeva Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj. Now how can we remember the Lord? So different people practice different ways. Yogis practice meditation. Devotees practice bhakti, devotional elements, by chanting holy name. So that antakale cha mam yeva smaran muktah kalevaram yaprayati samadbhavam yati nasya atra samshaya. This is a statement given by the Lord. It's a promise. He says, antakale cha mam yeva. So for those at the last moment of their life, mam yeva, those who think of me, smaran, thinking of the Lord, muktva kalevaram, one who quits his body, yahpayasi sabadbhavam. So according to his intention, according to his desire, yatinasi atra samshaya. He will go back to the spiritual world of the Lord. And according to his relationship, he will attain a form there. So this is the Lord's promise. So thinking of the Lord should be the ultimate goal of life. And the process of yoga and the practice of this yogi is the highest perfection, is also explained by Krishna. Purport in the purport also Prabhupada is explaining. Yoginam api sarvesham adgatena antaratmana. So of all the yogis, yoginam api sarvesham madgatena antaratmana. Within the core of their heart, one who always thinks of the Lord, antaratmana. And thinking the Lord as destination. Shraddhavan bhajate yomam. With faith, Shraddhavan bhajate yomam, those who engage in my devotional service. Same yukta tamo mataha. He is considered as yukta tamaha, the best of the yogis. Now Krishna is referring to here bhakti yogis. But Ashtanga yogis are also one way better, because they become liberated from this bodily concept of life and they attain to the Vaikuntha planets. At least that assurance is there. Because they are concentrating on the Paramatma form, which is actual form of the Lord. So in Shastra, what is perfection of yoga has been defined in Bhagavatam. In the 5th canto it says, Idam hi yogeshwara yoga naipunyam hiranya bhargo bhagavan jagadayat yad antakale tvayi nirgune mano bhaktya dadati ujhita dushkaleva. This was a statement spoken by Lord Brahma himself. He says, Yoga Ishvaraha, O Lord, who is master of all mystic powers, Lord Vishnu. Yoga Naipunyam, this is the explanation of yogic process. Yogi Naipunyam, which was Jagada Bhagavan Hiranyagarbha, which was spoken by Lord Brahma himself. The perfection of yoga as defined by Lord Brahma, who is self-realized personality. Yes, Antakale, at the time of death, Vujhita Dushkalevaram, the yogis who quit their material temporary body, Vujhita Dushkalevaram, and Dadita Manaha, and with their mind fully attached and fully detached from material bodily concept, and mind fully attached to Payi Nirguna Bhaktya, with unalloyed pure devotion towards the lotus feet of the Lord, Nirguna Bhaktya. This is considered as the perfection of yoga. So, the whole intention was to fix on the lotus feet of the Lord. This is perfection of yoga. And Madhvacharya in that purport, Prabhupada explains one more shloka from reference. Yasya samyak bhagavati jnanam bhakti tataivacha nischintas tasya moksha syad sarva papa kruto pitu. So, yasya samyak bhagavati, those whose minds are completely fixed upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead, jnanam bhakti tataivacha, by engaging in pure devotional service to the Lord, nischintas tasya moksha syad, he is definitive of getting liberated. Nischintaha mokshaha, he is compulsory, he will get liberated. Nischintaha, he is fixed. Then sarva papa krutopitu, even though he would have performed sinful activities in his various previous lives, still because he is fixed in his devotion service to the Lord, he is assured of going back home, back to God. So bhakti is so great. The fixing upon the Lord is so valuable. The mind fixing upon the Lord. Now in this aspect, people have to understand, in material world, yogis practice yogic perfection, but there are side benefits of this yoga also. So, yoga samsiddhi means the perfection of yoga. People can accept going back home, back to order, or enjoying this material world. So, Bhagavatam describes, Lord Krishna in Uddhava Gita, he explains about this material perspectives of this yoga, who aspire for this perfection in this yoga by getting that Ashta Siddhi. What are these Ashta Siddhis? Anima, Lagima, Prapti, then Mahima, then Ishta Siddhi, Prakamya Siddhi, Vashita Siddhi, Kamya Vashayita Siddhi. These are the 8 kinds of perfection people run behind. These yogis generally run behind, who are not spiritually perfected, who wants this material perfections. What are these? The first 3 are of bodily related. Anima, becoming smaller than the smallest. So then Mahima, becoming greater than the greatest. Lagima, becoming lighter than the lightest. Then Prapti, acquiring whatever one desires. Then Prakamya Siddhi, one experiences any enjoyable object either in this world or in the next. Ishita Siddhi, to manipulate the sub-potencies of Maya. Vashita Siddhi, one is unimpeded by the 3 modes of material nature. Kamya Vashayita Siddhi, one can obtain anything from anywhere to the highest possible limit. So Krishna says, my dear Uddhava, these 8 perfections, mystic perfections, are considered to be naturally existing and unexcelled within this world, because they are all Lord's potencies. When his Lord is considered as Yogeshwara. So when you are not in the spiritual perfection, material aspects, what you get? The devotees do not get this, devotees also gets this. But they do not utilize them for their personal sense gratification. These are 8 primary siddhis. Then there are 10 secondary siddhis, what also they achieve. Total 18 siddhis, Krishna says. Then the secondary mystic perfections are Anurmimatvam dehesmin means one who is free from hunger, thirst and other bodily disturbances. So those who practice Siddhi, yoga, people will become free from hunger and thirst. You would have seen in that story of Bhakti Vinod Thakur and Vaishaki, the demon or that yogi, the tantric yogi. So he was placed in jail for many months. He was not eating water, not even drinking, not even food or water he was taking, but he was very healthy and hearty. Once his hair was cut, he became so lean and thin, he died immediately. So by having that yoga siddhi, they become free from this hunger and thirst. This is one more perfection. Then Dura Shravana Darshanam, seeing and hearing things very far off. Then Manojavaha, moving the body at the speed of mind. Then Kama Rupam, assuming any form he desires. They can accept any form. Then Parakaya Praveshanam, entering into another's body. Parakaya Praveshanam. Then Swachanda Mrityuhu, dying at his wish. Like Bhishma Deva, he has this perfection of Swachanda Mrityuhu. He can die at his own will. And Bhishma Deva is the greatest yogi. Then Devanam Saha Kridanu Darshanam, to witness the pastimes between the demigods and apsaras. Then Yata Sankalpa Samsiddhihi, completely executing one's determination. Ajna Pratihata Gatihi, giving orders whose fulfillment is unimpeded. If he gives an order, it should be executed. So these are the 10 secondary mystic perfections what yogis can achieve. Then there are 5 perfections of mystic process of yoga. Furthermore, it says Trikala Jnatvam. They can know past, present and future. Great liberated personalities, they are known as Trikalajna. They know past, they know present, they know future also. So then Advandvam, they are indifferent to heat, cold and other dualities. Shri Radha Govind. Parachittadi Abhijnataha, those who are able to read minds of others. Generally, wives are able to read minds of their husbands. So they have this tendency, naturally blessed by the Lord. Next, Agni Arka Ambu Vishadinam Pratistambaha, to check the influence of fire, sun, water, poison and so on. Then Aparajayaha, remaining unconquered by others. So these are the 5 perfections of mystic process of yoga and meditation. So total 18 perfections and these 5 another aspect. So devotees, when they are in the process of yoga, when they are perfected in their process, they will be blessed with all these potencies. Now the point is whether to utilize them or not. Like for example, Bhishma Deva, he was blessed with this opportunity to die at his own choice. So he was lying on that Ampashena for almost 56 days. So he was waiting for that auspicious moment. When that particular point came, then he quit the body and he had the greatest opportunity to witness the Lord in front of him. And Lord was also very much there to satisfy his desire. Lord was also waiting for him. Till the days he was there, Lord was also accompanying him on the deathbed there. And do you know how many years Lord Bhishma Deva had survived? What was the age of Bhishma Deva on the battlefield? Roughly 850 years. His age of Bhishma Deva. There is one more person who is elder than to him. His uncle, Bahallika. Bhishma Deva's father was Shantanu. Shantanu's brother he is. So when Bhishma Deva took birth, He was under Ganga Mata guidance. So 300 years he went into Gurukula. So after he was handed over to his father, again 300 years he studied under Gurukula. Under Brahaspati 300 years, under Parshurama 300 years. That itself was 600 years. And after that he came back. Then 3 generations he has seen. So on the battlefield, one generation was Yudhishthira and all, they themselves were 90 plus years. Then Dhritarashtra and their father Vichitravirya. If you take all these things and all, 3 generations. The average 80 years or 70 years, if you take also, 250 years plus. So roughly he is around 850 years plus. And he is the greatest warrior in the battlefield. Nobody can defeat him. In the entire 18 days war, he was the commander in general for 10 days. And after 9 days of war, Yudhishthira Maharaj felt, there is no chance, there is no glimmer of light for us that we will become victorious. As long as Bhishma Deva stays on the battlefield, there is no chance. And even Bhishma Deva is not at killed, and there are many other people. So Yudhishthira becomes very morose, very disheartened. So Lord Krishna inspires Yudhishthira, saying him, go to Bhishma Deva and ask him how we can kill him. So on the persuasion of Lord Krishna, Yudhishthira Maharaj goes to Bhishma Deva. Since naturally he was very affectionate to his grandsons, Bhishma Deva, he updates them how he can be killed. Because there is one person waiting to kill him, Shikandi. Was taken birth specifically for this purpose. So you put Shikandi in the front. As soon as I see Shikandi, I will drop my weapons. And Shikandi will shoot the first arrow, and the rest will be followed by Arjuna. Because there is one more perspective for this. Why Arjuna? So who was Shikandi in her previous life? Amba. The 3 daughters of Kashi Maharaj. Amba, Ambalika, Ambika. So Bhishma Deva had 2 brothers, Vichitravirya and Chitravirya. So he wanted to bring the wives for his brothers. So he went, fought with Kashi Raja, kidnapped the 3 daughters. The 3 daughters were brought here. So the 3 were thinking there were 3 brothers, they will get married to 3 people. But Amba was already in love with some other person, some other king. So one brother had neglected to marry the other 2. The other one more brother, he married 2. But this Amba she requested Bhishma, say, I wanted to marry somebody else, you brought me here. So Bhishma Deva sent her away. When she went to her lover said, no, you have been taken away by Bhishma, I cannot marry you. He forsake her. Now when she came back to Bhishma, he said, I am a lifetime brahmachari, I cannot marry you. Now she was stuck up. She went to Parshurama. She complained to Parshurama. Parshurama came to fight. So Bhishma Deva satisfied Parshurama by fighting. And Parshurama went back without doing anything. So he went and requested everybody. Nobody was ready to support her. So finally she went to and did tapasya to Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva blessed her with a garland. He said, anyone who is wearing this garland can kill Bhishma Deva. So she was approaching every king, asking, wear this garland and kill Bhishma Deva. Nobody was ready. So after visiting everywhere, finally she came to Drupada, but Drupada also neglected because they were all very fear of Bhishma Deva. They are not conscious, even this garland can protect them. So feeling frustrated, she left the garland on the doorstep of Drupada and she went and committed suicide. And next time she took birth as Drupada's own daughter. So on Draupadi, when she married in the Swayamvara ceremony, whom did she marry? Arjuna. What was the garland which was put on Arjuna? The garland which was left by Amba on the doorstep of Drupada's house. Now you understand why Arjuna was killing? Because whoever wears the garland, because that is the boon given by Lord Shiva. Whoever wears that garland, they will kill Bhishma. So this is how the process was connected. So Bhishma Deva, because he is a great liberated personality, not affected by bodily consciousness. Even though the greatest personality, he said, how can kill him? He said, yes, like a Brahmana, he said, you can kill me like this. So they were so much open. So that's why Lord also gives example through his devotees. Bhishma Deva was such example. Even if you see Dhruva Maharaj, in his life history, what he has done? As a small boy, he satisfied the Lord. And Lord blessed him by all the perfection, and he also blessed him that he will become the greatest emperor. So once he came back, he became the emperor in this material world, ruling his father's properties, father's kingdom. Once his brother was killed by one Yaksha, he went to that Yakshaloka and killed many Yakshas there. He fought with them. Then grandfather came and replied to him, this is not the purpose what you are meant for. You have been a liberated devotee. Why are you running behind this small perspective? For one person's punishment, you are punishing the entire situation, entire country. Many people unnecessarily they have been killed who have not even offended you. Then he begs forgiveness from Kubera. And Kubera, being satisfied by him, says, what benediction do you want? Dhruva Maharaj says, give me only an opportunity of thinking of the Lord with undeviated. Undeviated bhakti, this is what he prays from Kubera. And Kubera blesses him and goes away. Can demigods bless us with unlimited devotion? Can they bless us? But still, he has no opportunity. He said, okay, he is already great devotee. What can we bless him? So he came back. Then after renouncing the world, after renouncing his kingdom, he left to the forest. He engaged in tapasya. When he engaged in tapasya, the perfection of his life, one day the Vishnu Vaikuntha Loka, Vishnu Dutas have come with a specific airplane. So when they came, he immediately paid obeisances and he was in extreme shock. He did not know how to receive them all. So overjoyed. So he simply folded his hands. Like first time when he saw Vishnu, he was simply folding his hands. He wants to offer prayers, but he don't know how to speak. It's the same situation repeated here. Then he circumambulated the aerial vehicle. Then he took bath. And there were all many yogis and sages who are doing tapasya there. He went and paid obeisances and took blessings from them. So generally, our attitude, when I have, and there are many people who don't have, what will I do? I'll show off. See, I am going back home, back to God. You are all simply struggling here. No. He paid obeisances. He requested their blessings. He said, only by your blessings opportunity that I will be able to go back home, back to God. So after taking blessings from the sages, he came back. He paid obeisances to the aerial chariot. And when he was about to climb, he was in his own physical body. And if you have to go back to Vaikuntha, is it possible to go in the physical body? The death personified came there. He wanted to take away his body, his life, material body perspective. So what did he do? Dhruva, he stamped on his body and got into his chariot. Means his body transformed into the spiritual body. The material body was taken away by the Kala personified. His body became golden in color, Varchasaha, what we see here. Because of the touch of the spirituality. So he has become an example of a greatest yogi. He showed his process. Even though he is liberated personality, blessings of the Lord are there, but still, to set an example for the whole world, he practiced the system. One more example we see, Rishabhadeva. The Lord himself incarnated in this avatara, but still, he set an example of Jada Yoga process, how to become completely detached from this bodily perspective. Setting an example, one example what he said, that great yogi, his stool and urine were so fragrant. He was lying around and the stool and urine were so fragrant that smell was spread up to 1 yojana, means 8 miles. In kilometers means it is around 12.5 kilometers. The entire that smell, the fragrance. If any of us think that we are great devotee, let us have a test now. Our stool and urine will smell. We ourselves will run away from the situation. So he is setting an example, benchmark. If you claim that you are a greatest devotee, if you are a Maha Bhagavata, see for yourself. Are you smelling rotten or are you smelling divine? So like this Bhagavatam gives an example. That's what Bhagavatam is trying to teach us here. So there was one devotee by name Chakrika in Dwapar Yuga, who was from a mountaineer family, like Himalayan mountain tribes, who has no own property, but he is engaged as servant in tilling others' lands and all. Because of not having any good birth or any good livelihood, but he was well trained, a professional gentleman, with all the good qualities of Brahmana present in him. One who is very regulated in his anger, he does not harm others, he was kind, without hypocrisy, highly devoted to his parents, and nobody had taught him about Vishnu, nor he had learnt about Bhakti texts from Shastras, but his mind was naturally devoted to Lord Vishnu. So every day he used to chant the 24 names of the Lord. While we do that Achmana, how do we chant the 24 names, or why do we apply the Tilaka? So every day he used to recite these various names of the Lord. So every day he used to offer items to the Lord, but because he was not trained, see, you have to understand, the basic birth sometimes has an impact. How we are born, our qualities and characteristics will be defined like that. So he used to pick up fruits and he used to taste them, and when they are sweet, he used to offer it to the Lord. He did not know that it is, Judah can never be offered to the Lord. He was always under the consideration, the best things to be offered to the Lord. He was not doing intentionally tasting and offering. He was, because of his that past habits and all, but still, without offering to the Lord, he does not accept anything. When he tastes it was very good, he used to offer it to the Lord, or he used to discard that fruit. And whatever he used to do, and when he used to taste and he used to procure, and he used to keep it in front of the Lord, and he used to pray, my dear Lord, for your satisfaction, this is what I could provide for this day. Please accept this. A simple prayer. So one day, when he was passing through the forest, he came across some piyala fruit. So first time he is seeing some fruit, he had no idea how that fruit will be. So he thought, as soon as he saw the fruit, he thought, let me offer to the Lord. That fruit was something like which is very skiddy in nature. So as soon as he put into his mouth to taste, to offer whether it is sweet or not, it went into his throat, because it was very skiddy. So at that particular point, with his hand, he was holding on to his throat, and he was trying to get the fruit out, because he wanted the fruit to be offered. He was thinking, my life will be ruined if I eat this bhoga. I am not supposed to meant this. Everything in this creation is meant for the satisfaction of the Lord, for his choice. So when the fruit was not coming out, because he goes to the forest to cut wood, all these things and all, he had an axe in his hand. He chopped off his head, removed that fruit, and with little whatever life he had, he offered it to the Lord. And he said, my dear Lord, this is for your satisfaction. And because he chopped off his neck part, the throat part, the blood was overflowing. The entire body is drenched in blood. And because of no energy and his life, he fell down dead there in front of the Diti. Because his mind was fixed into the devotion, Lord became so much carried away by emotion. Lord appeared there personally, and he said, you are such a great personality, what can I give you back? You are ready to sacrifice your own life just to give me an offering. And Lord became so satisfied, and he said, what position can I offer you? Can I make you Brahmā? Can I make you Shiva? Or can I make the emperor to his whole world? So Lord became so happy, touched him. As soon as the Lord touched, his body revived back. He came back to his consciousness. And as soon as he saw the Lord, he fell down flat. And he wanted to offer prayers, but he was never trained in any of his prayers in a systematic way. With whatever knowledge he learnt and he experienced by hearing from others, he started offering prayers. And he was praying by the stories, how Lord helped various personalities, how he helped Bhishma Deva, how he helped Arjuna on the battlefield, how he helped Bhima on the battlefield, because it's in Dwapara Yuga. So he was praying to the Lord with the Mahabharata story, how each character he was helped by the Lord. So Lord became very happy, Lord became very joyful by hearing the glorification. Lord said, what boon do you want? What benediction do you want? Charchika said, I have not done tapasya, I have not done puja to have any benediction. If there is anything, if at all you want to give me unalloyed devotion unto you. The Lord became very satisfied and he blessed him with the unalloyed devotion. And Lord also justified that there is nobody in this world dear than you. You are ready to sacrifice your own self for my offering. I consider you as a great personality. So after the blessings of the Lord, this devotee went back home, renounced his family, went to Dwarka, stayed in the proximity of the temple, every day engaging in bhajan, kirtan and devotional service to the Lord, whatever little way he could do. At the end of his life, he quit his body and went back home, back to God. So different personalities, even though by training he is not qualified personality by birth, but still by his sincere devotion, he went back home, back to God. The perfection of this process, this yoga system or devotion service is, we should be able to become completely attached to the Lord. This is what Lord Brahmā is saying here. This demon, when he was dying dead, he was seeing the Lord, he was touched by the Lord, he was killed by the Lord. The perfection, what a yogi can aspire, is bestowed upon this demon also. But when in a positive way or a negative way, this is in a negative way. He was seeing his situation. What was his face? Very angry. Karala damshtraha. The teeth are fearful. Means when you are angry upon a person, you show your teeth. And he was biting his lips. Means to show that anger upon the person. Because he was killed by the Lord, that anger was being personified in his face. So it is not in a favorable death, but it is an unfavorable way he was thinking of the Lord. But think favorably or unfavorably of the Lord, the last moment is always a glorious opportunity. Since he could have gone back home, back to Godhead, being killed by the Lord, but still the commitment was there 3 lifetimes. So they have to run around for the other lives and other opportunities. So this is what we understand from these verses. So further more continuation is there. The further verses we'll see. I will stop here. Any questions or doubts? No, Bhaktivinoda Thakur did not kill him.
When he cut his hair, how did he die? Because was the yogic power in the hair?
Yes.
Prabhupada says that he managed to take some poison. That's how
No, he died by poison, but his body became normal, like a normal human being. Till that time he was very exclusive personality, no eating, no drinking, everything and all. But when his yogic siddhi was cut, which was stored in his hair, so then he became like a normal man, thirst, hunger and all these things and all. He consumed poison and he died. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की विश्व गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की निताय गौर प्रेम।